A community in shock. Authorities are investigating. A father's talking to us tonight about the murder of his son.
We're still quiet for now, but we have more storms on the way.
The Bustamante trial is set to begin next week, and the defense still wants to know who's testifying. KOMU 8 News at 10 starts now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 10.
Storms are moving in right now from the northwest. Good evening. I'm Angie Bailey.
And I'm Lindsay Cooper. We're going to send it right over to Nick Kelly with an update. Nick? A historic building collapsed in New Bloomfield today. This old bank building currently served as a meeting hall for New Bloomfield Lodge number 60. Fortunately, the lodge does not meet in July or August, so no one was in the building when it came down. Lodge member Almond Perry says he saw part of the west wall falling down around 3:30, and when he came back around 5, the building was destroyed. The two-story building used to be a bank that closed during the Great Depression era.
Well, we'll miss the Lodge Hall. It's been here as long as I can remember. That building has been here when I was a little kid. The bank was going out.
The only things that were readily salvageable from the building were some decorations and chairs that were out front. Students arriving on MU's campus today learned their dining halls no longer have trays. The campus expects to reduce cafeteria wash loads by 20%. That will save Mizzou nearly 100,000 gallons of water each year. Campus Dining Services is excited for what it will be able to do with the money saved by the new policy.
We use farmers for produce. We use farmers for meat. We work with the Stanton Brother Eggs Company. We buy a lot of local produce, products, and so with the trayless program, it allows us to use some of those resources to expand those offerings.
Campus Dining Services says the support for the policy during a trial run during this year's summer welcome led to the policy implementation. Some Sedalia residents might sleep a little better knowing they'll soon have easier access to health care. The Sedalia Showcase Tour stopped at the almost finished Bothwell Healing Arts Center today for an open house. Bothwell representatives say they want to recruit new physicians to the area and regularly bring potential recruits out to visit.
For example, if they have school-age children, we take them on tours of the schools. If they have particular hobbies, we make sure that we pair them up with resources and recreational and pastime kind of opportunities within the community.
The chairman of the board says Pettis and Benton counties have older than the state average populations. He says the average age of physicians in the area is about 55 and stressed the need for young physicians. He says Bothwell hopes to recruit 12 to 15 new doctors. Another fatal stage collapse.
And new security video of the riots in London. KOMU 8's Jasmine Bailey has those stories and more in tonight's Worldview.
There may be no good time for any president to go on vacation, but Barack Obama beginning his summer trip to Martha's Vineyard is sparking an unusually harsh reaction among Republicans.
And some Democrats are unhappy with the president for more basic reasons. Steve Handelsman has the story. He had to stay in Washington.
Some politicians in Missouri aren't hitting the beach, but rather the state fair. Governor Jay Nixon hosted the 59th annual ham breakfast in Sedalia earlier today. A slew of Missouri politicians came out to hobnob with each other. Nixon also spoke on the special session and says he hopes to call for it in early September.
As I said before, we hope to have pretty specific language so that the amount of time spent in Jeff City is as narrow as possible. You know, taxpayers have to pay for that. We want to make sure it's done in a crisp fashion.
Okay, thanks, Eric. One big pig isn't pigging out anymore.
A crazy crash diet in Australia coming up on KOMU 8 News at 10. Coverage you can count on.
What do you do when your pig is pigging out, being himself for all intent and purpose? But apparently, if you're some folks, you put him on a diet. When Julie and Graham Kane first adopted Boris, I like Boris for a pig, they were told he was a miniature pig, but he kept getting bigger and bigger. Earlier this year, yeah, that's right, he weighed 550 pounds. After some forced dieting, he's down to a slim 480. The diet began after Boris became too big to fit through on the veterinarian's table. Boris gets grumpy about it. Did they put a camera on Boris? He gets grumpy about his diet, is not very cooperative, even resorting to raiding the fridge. What do you, I don't know what to do.
All I can say is bacon.
I was going to say, I'm not going to say it, but I know you will, Blumberg. It's too bad for Boris. Have a great weekend.